So we're going to start in a chair and we're going to have a block ready and a strap ready. And we're probably, like we did last week, we'll probably make it down to the mat. All right, if you're starting out in that chair with me, then go ahead and make your way to the edge of the chair. Make sure that you have your sits bones on the chair. And sit up nice and tall. Drop your arms to the sides. Maybe give them a little wiggle, a little shake in the shoulders. Close your eyes here just for a moment. Maybe wiggle the toes here just a little bit. Ground through the feet. Make sure you get an idea that those feet are right below the knees and your feet and knees are about hip distance apart. Draw your abs in. So draw your navel into your spine. Grow tall through your spine. Take a deep inhale. Let it out through the mouth. A couple more times. Inhaling. Full open mouth exhale. Deep sigh, maybe. Maybe you just bring a little noise to your exhale this next time. Full inhale. Next breath, inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Let the palms join, gaze up, and lower the hands down through the heart center. One more breath, inhale, reach up. Gaze up, palms meet, press the arms together, hands together, slide through the heart space. We're going to keep our hands right here at the heart space in Anjali Mudra, prayer pose, and keep your knees facing forward. So we want to do a little twist, but we want to make sure that this twist stays from about the navel on up. So inhale to prepare. And we're just going to twist, just a spiral twist. Doesn't matter which side. I'm going to my left, but whatever works for you. And just twist as far as you can. Try to keep maybe your nose in line with your sternum and those prayer hands. And then come back around to the front. And then twist the other way. So this is just a torso twist. Spinal twist. Come back to the center. One more time each direction. Come back to the center. And the other side. And if you're like me, you're just straining to look over that shoulder, we're going to go ahead and sweep the arms up overhead. And now go ahead and take a full twist either direction. Drape the arm behind your chair. Look over your shoulder. Maybe you notice that you can twist a whole lot more this way, freeing those shoulders up and the neck. Inhale, reach up, arms go overhead, and twist the other direction. Knees stay facing forward. Still a spinal twist from about the navel all the way up through the crown of the head. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. One more time, each direction. Maybe use the hand on the outside of the thigh here for just a little bit of extra leverage. Twisting a little deeper. Inhale, reach up, lengthening the body, and twist. All right, this time inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms come together, gaze goes up. You're just looking up at those hands, slide the hands down to the heart space. Perfect. All right, we're going to do some forward folds, and you have some options here. I think what we're going to do is straighten out one leg. I'm going to straighten out my right leg to begin with. The left leg can stay bent and supporting you with the floor. It can cross over maybe the shin. It can cross over the thigh. Or if you really want a little extra mobility, you can kind of even scoot back in your chair a little bit and bring that heel maybe right in close to the groin here. Flex that ankle. So either position, wherever you can get it. Inhale, reach up overhead, and then begin to fold forward. So notice you just have that one straight leg to support you. So keep it nice and strong. Adjust that other foot to wherever you need it to be. We're just going to hang out here for a couple of breaths in our forward fold. Try to hinge at your hips. Not too much rounding of the spine. And then inhale, come on up just about halfway, just part way, and then fold over again. Hands can reach down to the shin, or maybe you can reach the floor or the feet. All right, use your core muscles. We're going to inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up overhead. Palms come together, slide the hands down. Heart space, perfect. We're going to switch our legs out. So again, choose whatever position works for you. I'm going to just stay really low with my right heel crossing my shin, but you can bring your knee up to your ankle up to your thigh, or you can slide back in the chair a little bit and bring that foot to the chair. Good. Inhale, reach up and hinge forward. Once you're finished hinging forward, then just allow the back of the neck to soften here a little bit. Stay with your breath. Primarily a hamstring stretch, but we get a little bit of stretch into the hip as well. Nice, easy breaths. And come up part way, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold again, perhaps a little deeper. Imagine that you're folding in half at the hip joint and you're extending through the crown of the head, extending through the heel. And then using our core muscles, we're going to lift up, reach the arms up overhead. You got it. Exhale, slide the hands down to the heart space. Go ahead and take your feet to the ground. We're going to go ahead and just take those feet wide and the knees stay right over the feet. So knees and toes are facing in the same direction. Make sure you have enough purchase of those sits bones on your chair. And we're just going to dip one shoulder forward and then the other. So just back and forth here. Just warming up the shoulders here a little bit, getting that nice hip stretch at the same time. One more time each shoulder. And then come up nice and tall. We're going to reach our arms out to the sides and then reach them back behind you. So you have a couple choices here. You can grab a hold to the back of the chair wherever it reaches, or you can interlace the fingers. We're going to bow forward. So trying again to hinge at the hips, extend through the crown of the head, and just go as far as you can. So if you're holding onto that chair, you're going to get a little bit more stretch into the shoulders, and it may limit how far you can bow forward. So either way. Feet are right underneath the knees to support you. And slowly we're going to rise back up. Very good. Okay, so since our legs are wide here, we're going to go ahead and go into just a warrior sequence here on each side. So doesn't matter which leg you start with, but go ahead and straighten one leg out. So our hips are open to what we call the long side of the mat. And you want to make sure that you got that knee right above the heel. Reach the arms out to a T. So you could stay here with your bum in the chair, or you can come up out of the chair if you want that full warrior. So it's up to you. I'm going to stay seated. All right, flip that palm up, reverse your warrior. Your front arm goes up overhead, your back arm goes down to the calf. Feel that nice side stretch and then extended side angle. So forearm comes down to the thigh. Reach nice and long here. So one thing I've been noticing about this chair version of this pose is you can really lengthen through the fingertips and the side body and not worry so much about your balance. All right, next inhale, coming back to warrior two. Perfect. Okay, and then let's come on back down to the chair. We're going to switch our legs out to the other side. So another thing that's nice about the chair is just kind of lining up these legs. So you want your legs in kind of a tightrope, and you want to take time to make sure that that heel is right underneath this forward knee. Reach the arms to a T, warrior two. Gaze goes over fingertips, flip that palm up, reverse your warrior. Emphasis here on the side stretch, kind of like a side bend. And then as you make your way up to warrior two, we're then going to take the forearm down to the thigh, extended side angle. So lengthening here. Awesome. Of course, you have the option to come up out of the chair at any point in time or come back down to the chair. Next breath, inhale, come on up, warrior two. All right, and we'll slowly drop the hands and orient our knees to where they're parallel to each other. And we're gonna let's grab our strap. Hopefully you have a strap today. Maybe make a little loop here at the end of the strap. And then we're going to take, doesn't matter which foot you start with, but take one foot and bring it out long. So you're holding the strap with your opposite arm as the leg and just extend through the heel. You want to keep that heel reaching forward. You want to make sure that the foot's right to the ground underneath the knee. And then go ahead and twist open. So you're twisting open to the same side that is, the leg is straight. Couple breaths here. Stay nice and tall. Feel those sits bones right into the chair, grounding you, keeping you nice and even with those hips. And then slowly turn, face the front. We're going to just take the hands in both straps here, or both one strap, both hands in the strap. Go ahead and cross that knee over, careful, but cross the ankle over the knee. And just take a minute here to get comfortable in this seated version of kind of pigeon pose here. So you should be starting just to feel a little something in the hip. Okay, so if this is enough stretch for you, just stay here, getting that great stretch. If you want to get a little bit more stretch, you're going to tuck this heel back here a little bit, and perhaps, I don't know that I can come up to standing with this leg, but you're going to just lean forward, come up out of the chair, hands at the heart space, and just try, as I don't think I can do it on this side at all, so I can't demonstrate, but just lean into the standing pigeon pose. You get a little stretch here in the hip that way. Nice. Perfect. Okay, come on back down to the seat. And we're going to switch sides. So take that strap out of the foot. And switching legs. Make sure that the arm opposite the leg is holding the strap. Sit up nice and tall. Flex the ankle. And twist open. Twisting to the same side that leg is straight. Opening the heart space. Try not to lean back. Try to keep a nice straight spine. One more breath. And then exhale. Take a hold of that strap with both arms. Just getting a little baby hamstring stretch here. Reach through the heel. Okay, now we're just going to draw this heel over, crossing the ankle over the knee. Now, if you don't get quite to the knee, you can straighten the lower leg here just a little bit, and you can bring the foot to maybe the calf or the shin. But if you can cross it up, go ahead and do that. Back that foot, the heel back a little bit towards your chair. You're going to see if you can kind of come up off the chair and balance. Maybe the hands come to the heart space. This is our standing pigeon pose. And carefully lower yourself back to the seat. And we're going to take both heels out in front. You can slip that strap off your foot. And for now, let's just set that strap behind us on the seat. We'll take both heels out in front of us. All right, so we're going to do a full forward fold. So a couple of things to keep in mind here is that those sits bones are on the chair, and you can either reach your hands back to the chair or you can reach them up overhead and then fold forward. So always feel free to kind of grab a hold of the seat or the back of the chair for this particular forward fold. Try to extend through the crown of the head, extend through the heels. Maybe soften the back of the neck here just a little bit. Couple breaths. Alrighty, inhale. Come on up. Perfect. All right, we're gonna bend the knees. Place those feet right underneath us. Maybe just a little seated cat-cow. We're gonna come to standing for a few more balanced poses. So begin with an inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Kind of squeeze those elbows in towards your waistline. Tilt the hips forward. Seated cow pose. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, drop the chin to the chest. Seated cat. Just moving with your breath. Inhale. Lift the heart. Exhale. Rounding. Just warming up the spine here a little bit. One more round. All right. Take a hold of your block. Set that block between the thighs. Back the heels up just a little bit. You still should be on the edge of that chair. Hands come to the heart space. Let's just come to a nice little chair pose. So see if you can lift the sits bones off the chair. So those knees are just partially bent. Squeeze that block. You've got it. One more breath. Inhale. We're going to go ahead and take a twist. Doesn't matter which side. If you want, you can reach the elbow towards the outer knee. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, come back around to the center. Exhale, twist the other way. And coming back to the center. Let's go ahead and fold forward. So we're essentially in a standing forward fold, squeezing that block between the knees, slight bend of the knees, and then just a little bit of head movement here. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. All right. Reach your hands up to the top of the shin, extend through the crown of the head, so tabletop back, so nice and straight. This is our half lift. And from our half lift position, we're going to just start to kind of back our feet up a little bit. We're going to, you can hold on to that block with your knees if you want, but you're going to take your chair at the top of your mat so that the seat is facing you. And we're, again, just kind of in tabletop position here with our hands on that seat cushion. Perfect. So this is just kind of like a hands and knees position. We're going to go ahead and kind of go through a cat-cow here. So this is another option for cat-cow if we're not actually kneeling. Inhale, look up, squeeze that block. We want to make sure that the knees and the feet stay parallel to each other. Exhale, round, tuck your chin, draw your navel into your spine, cat pose. Inhale, reverse the curve of your spine. One more time. Exhale and round. Okay, another try at chair pose. So you're going to start to sit the hips back. Take your hands off of the chair if you feel balanced. Hands at the heart space. If you still have that block, just give it a nice little squeeze. Maybe sit a little deeper if that's comfortable for you. Strengthening those thigh muscles, heating the body up. All right, take the hands to the seat again and come back to tabletop. So we're going to go ahead and ditch this block so you can actually sit that on your chair as well. And let's go ahead and back our feet up. Hands stay on the seat. We're coming into just kind of a down dog with the chair. So you're just backing the feet up. Keep a slight bend into the knees. Drop the head between those upper arms. Now, some of you might want to come all the way down, hands to the floor in front of the chair for that full down dog. So just kind of feel your way. See what's comfortable for you. You can certainly keep your hands on that seat, or you can come all the way down for the full down dog. All right, from down dog with either version, we're going to inhale, wave out to plank. All right, exhale, slight bend of the knees, root the hips back to down dog. These are just kind of little down dog push-ups here. So we're going to do this a couple more times. Inhale, wave out plank. Exhale, slight bend of the knees, root the hips back Down dog. One more time with your breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. All right. Now we're all going to come on down to the floor here. So hands and knees, maybe just for a moment. If you can't be in hands and knees, then what you want to do is walk your hands forward, maybe a low plank, or tuck your toes under for a full plank, lift the knees up. All right. We want to slide our chair off of our mat and lower all the way down. Hug those elbows in towards your rib cage. Inhale, lift up, cobra pose. So trying not to push into the hands, but using those back muscles as your strength. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Inhale, lift up. We're going to do a dancing cobra. Look over a right shoulder. See if you can see your foot and the peripheral vision. Exhale, lower. And inhale, dancing cobra, other side. And exhale, lower. Okay, press up to hands and knees if that's possible for you. And keep your hips right over the knees. We're going to come into puppy pose. So walk your hands forward, drop your head between those upper arms. Notice the strength in your arms, the stretch in your shoulder joints. And then walk your hands back, hands and knees. All right. We don't want to get too far away from our strap because we're going to need this when we're laying down. So go ahead and grab that strap and set it on the side of your mat here. And we're going to come to seated. So you can walk your knees to one side, hands to the other side, slowly lower. And we're going to swing those legs out in front of us. So we're sitting in Dandasana or stick pose, hands on either side of our hips. Flex the ankles. So you're drawing your toes towards you. Inhale, reach up. And on your exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Nice hamstring stretch here. Reaching through the crown of the head. Of course, it's not necessary to reach hands to the feet. You can set your hands on either side of your legs. Use your breath to allow you to fold forward. Inhale, lift up, sitting nice and tall. And then you can stretch the fingertips towards the ceiling, draw the palms together, lower them to the heart space. Okay, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and with those knees open out to the sides. So make this about the hips, not about the knees. So of course, with my hinge brace here, it's a little bit easier for me to focus on what is hip motion versus knee motion. So you want to sit up nice and tall. You want to feel this through the hips, not the knees. So make an adjustment. It might be easier for you to reach your feet more forward, making a larger diamond shape with the legs. All right, when you're ready, let's just walk our fingertips forward, hinging at the hips, just getting a little bit more hip opening. Of all the yoga poses, this is one that I have really missed. getting into the hips. All right, inhale, walk yourself up nice and slowly. All right, so if that's a pose I've missed, this is a pose I haven't missed. We're going to draw our thighs in towards each other. Lean back here just a little bit. We're going to come into that core strengthening boat pose. Maybe you can lift the heels up a little bit, extend through the crown of the head. You can stay holding on, or you can reach the fingertips forward for a full boat pose. See if you can keep thighs squeezing in towards the midline. Stay with your breath. Beautiful. Okay, slowly lower the feet to the mat. Take the arms up overhead and then drop the knees open. Just gently drape forward, back to Baddha Konasana, forward fold. Soften here. Maybe you notice that you're able to fold a little deeper. And next breath, inhale. Come on back up, squeeze the legs back to midline. We're going to do one more of those. So you're squeezing the legs towards the midline, lifting the heels. You can support the hands behind the thighs. Extend through the crown of the head. You want to have a nice long spine here. And if you want a little more core work, reach those arms forward. You can start to straighten the legs here too, as long as you can keep the back straight. It's up to you. And then slowly, with control, drop the feet down, lift up, drop the knees open, again, fold forward. Let all your breath out. All right, and walk ourselves back up to seated. Take the knees together, and we still have that strap right next to us. Let's just come on back to our forearms here. And you can walk your heels in a little bit closer to your sits bones. Squeeze your thighs together. So we're going to have the feet and thighs close together, and we're just going to rock the knees from side to side. So we're just getting that little hip motion, keeping the knees in a nice supported position. So this is just a gentle twist. All right, and then lower all the way down to your back. And if you want to keep twisting, you might be able to draw the knees up in towards your chest here a little bit farther, and then drop the knees to one side. And go ahead and take a full twist, ground through the shoulders. If it's okay with your neck, you can look over the opposite shoulder. Feel that opening through the side waist. All right, on your next breath, let's inhale. Bring those knees back to the center. If you want, you can give yourself a little hug. Draw the forehead up to the knees. And then go ahead and drop your knees over to the other side. Twisting here, looking over the opposite shoulder. Deep breaths. Feeling the kind of the opening and closing of the rib cage, those intercostal muscles. And then slowly we'll hug those knees back to the center. Option again to engage the core. Draw the forehead up to the knees. So you're curling into a ball. And then lower the head and the neck. We're going to lower the feet down to the mat. And this time we're going to go ahead and take the thighs and the feet hip distance apart. Walk the heel in close towards your sitting bones. So we're going to take our hands alongside of our hips, press the palms, the forearms to the mat. We're going to do a couple bridges here. So lift the hips up, bridge pose, and possibly while you're lifting up with this bridge, you can start to reach the hands towards each other. You can wiggle those shoulders underneath you a little bit. You want to take a little fuller bridge. And then slowly release the arms and roll the hips back down to the mat. So nice little slow bridge. We're going to do two more. So just take this at your own speed. Inhale, lift the hips. You can stay here, just lifting and strengthening. And if you'd like, you can reach the arms underneath you, interlacing the hands. Notice that you get a nice stretch in the front of the shoulders. Maybe lift the hips a little higher. Wiggle the hands a little closer. Release the hands, slowly lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. Let's take a couple breaths here, and we'll do one more. Inhale, lift. And then take the hands underneath you. Maybe you're finding it's a little easier this third time to take the palms a little closer. So see if you can squeeze your palms in towards each other as you interlace your hands. Might feel that a little bit more in your shoulders. Keep lifting the hips. And then go ahead and release. Take the hips back down to the mat. Awesome. Wiggle the shoulders out. All right, we're going to finally take a hold of this strap. If you still have that loop in there, we're going to set the loop into, let's all start with the left leg. And same thing, we're going to take the opposite hand to the strap. So the strap is in your left foot, and you've got the strap in your right hand to begin with. Go ahead and take your right leg long onto the mat. Extend through the heel. We're going to start with a little IT band stretch. So your left hand, same as your straight left leg, is going to go right into this hip pocket. So if you had pockets on your yoga pants, you're kind of putting your hand right at where that hip pocket would be, the front hip pocket, and you're trying to just kind of anchor that left hip to the mat. So this is very important. And then we're just going to slowly draw the leg across your body. It may only go 30, 40 degrees. You want to keep the hip down to get that IT band stretch. Should feel good. All right, now go ahead and release that hip. Let it come up and let the leg continue to travel across to a full twist. See if you can stay grounded through the shoulders. Option to look over that left shoulder. All right, next inhale. Come on back up. So your heel is reaching up towards the ceiling. You can take both hands to that strap. You can pause here for just a little bit of a hamstring stretch. and the toes reach towards you. So you should be feeling this, of course, on the back of the thigh. All right, now just hold on to the strap with your left hand, and we're just going to ease that left leg way out to the side. See if you can keep the legs straight for a little hip opener. And this time you're keeping the right hip anchored down. Hip opening, external rotation of the hips. All right, slowly bring the left leg back up, and then we'll release that strap. And you can hug both knees into the chest if you want to rock here a little side to side. Draw the forehead up to the knees, engaging the core. All right, slowly lower the head, neck, and shoulders back to the mat. We're going to take the feet back down to the mat. We're going to switch sides. So putting the strap into that right foot, taking the right heel up, opposite hand. So left hand to the strap, and right foot is in the strap. Straighten that left leg out. Flex the heel. Right hand goes into this hip pocket. You want to keep this right hip down. Slowly start to cross midline. Feeling the stretch along the outer right leg, IT band stretch. Oh, this feels heavenly. All right, when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and let this right hip come up. Full twist, leg travels across your body. Try to keep the shoulders down, rounding, and look over that opposite shoulder. Couple deep breaths. And we'll slowly come back. Reach that heel up towards the ceiling. If you want to pause here again for that hamstring stretch, both hands can come to the strap. Toes reach down towards you. Linger here for just a moment. I think we lingered on the other side as well. Okay, release the strap from your foot. Hug the knees into your chest. Option 2, draw the forehead towards the knees. All right. Let's stretch the legs out long and reach the arms overhead. So just a nice long body stretch here. Lengthen the body, lengthen the side waist. Stretch the fingertips. Maybe you want to interlace the fingers, press the palms away. We'll stretch into the wrists. Okay, starting on the left side, we're going to move into some happy baby poses. So we're going to start with half happy babies. Hug the left knee into your chest. We've kind of limbered up this hip a little bit, but if you want to take it around in a couple circles, you certainly can. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the left arm. So you're taking your left arm on the inside of this left knee, reaching the left heel up towards the ceiling. Fingertips reach to the outside edge of the foot, pinky toe side of the foot for half happy baby. So you want to ground through this right side and just pause here. One hip opens. You're aiming to have this left shin nice and vertical, perpendicular to the ceiling. Left knee is reaching down towards the mat. And then slowly, let's go ahead and release this leg. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Over the rock. And we'll switch sides. So draw your left leg out straight, and your right arm goes to the inside of that right leg. And then your hand wraps around to the outer edge of either your calf or your pinky toe side of the foot. Half happy baby on the other side. So your opposite leg, your straight left leg, stays nice and anchored and strong. Keep that hip down, trying to orient the shin to be nice and vertical. And if you're thinking that these half happy babies seem more tight than the full happy baby, you're right. Our hips are doing two different things. Let's go ahead and release this leg. Maybe hug the knees to the chest, slight little rock, and then we'll do the full happy baby. I think you'll find it feels super easy after starting with the halves. All right, so reaching both hands to the outside edges of the feet. If you can't reach the feet, that's not a problem. You can just reach your hands to the outside edge of your shins or your ankles. But flex the ankles so that your soles of your feet are facing the ceiling. Nice hip opening. And if you want to make this a little more playful, true happy baby, maybe rocking, reminding yourself not to take yourself too seriously. All right, now from here, we're going to go ahead and just let those legs maybe fold into your chest. You can once again draw the forehead to the knees. And then we're going to make our way slowly into Shavasana. So whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable today in Shavasana, you want to lengthen your legs out onto the mat. Maybe separate your feet a good 2 feet. Let the kind of the legs relax. You can wiggle the shoulders underneath your back so that your palms turn up towards the ceiling. Maybe rock your head side to side a few times. Just gently massaging the back of the neck and the base of the skull. And then slowing that down, focus on your breath for just a few moments. See if you can allow that breath to just shift into its own pattern. It's gradually taking it off your radar. Finding stillness, Shavasana. Very slowly begin to invite movement back to your body, fingers, toes. Maybe you want to take a nice long stretch and reach your arms overhead. And then eventually bending your knees and rolling on to either side. And just pausing here, noticing how you feel, thanking yourself for coming to the mat on this nice snowy cold day. And then use that top hand to ease on up to a seated position. We'll bring our hands together at the heart space. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors that same light in each of you. Namaste.